If someone's reaching out to you about money left over from a tax sale, foreclosure in Texas, and talking about 30% fee, in Texas, there's a statute that says that can't happen. Texas Tax Code, section 34.04, subsection I. It's 2 sentences long. The first one says, a fee charged by an attorney may not exceed 25% or $1,000, whichever is less. The second sentence is one that most people don't seem to read out loud. A person who is a non-attorney may not charge a fee to obtain excess proceeds. Not a cap, not some percentage, just cannot do it. Texas wrote the most strict excess proceeds rules and policies in the entire country. And almost nobody who's contacting these families or individuals is explaining this process to them. So here's what I'm going to do within the next few minutes. I'm going to show you where this money is, how it got there, the deadline to claim it back, and in Texas, it really is permanent after that deadline. Who's legally entitled based on if the owner has passed away or not. And the real part of this video I want to break down is the tax code section. Exactly what the statute stops anyone from doing, line by line. Tax code 34.03 and 34.04. My name's Matt Joffrey. I'm co-founder of Full Circle Asset Recovery and Surplus Fund Secrets. We're a real recovery company, and we've helped recover over $15 million for families and individuals all over the country. In every state that we work in, we are always doing things by the book and working with attorneys. Texas is one of the busiest states we work, and it's also one of the most difficult, which I'm here to get into. There's no course at the end of this. There's nothing for sale, just the actual process. Path 1, property tax foreclosure. Taxing unit sues, the court orders the property for sale, it sells at auction. At that sale, if it sells for more than the debt that's owed, that's what generates these surplus funds or excess proceeds. After that, it's going to get deposited into the registry of courts. That money, that is what's governed by tax section 34.03 and 34.04. And between them, they spell out the entire notice, claim, deadline, rules, and everything having to do with these funds, including priority of payments after the sale happens at auction. It's in writing and it walks you through the entire system. Path 2, mortgage foreclosures. Completely different. Most Texas mortgage foreclosures never even see a courtroom. A trustee sells the property under the deed of a trust. If it sells for more than that debt, it generates excess proceeds. Only this time there's no court registry. There's no 2-year statutory deadlock. And there's no petition governed by tax section and statute 34.03 or 34.04. The trustee is the server holding it. Liens get paid by priority, and when and if there's a fight, then it could typically lead to a courtroom. Completely different animal, and I'll tell you more about these and how to get them more towards the end. So, same state, 2 piles of money, 2 different rule books. Knowing which one you're in, that's the first step. So, I've explained this in multiple other videos, the breakdown of these cases. What happens is after these homes or properties are seized, they're later sold at a tax sale auction. If it sells for more than a debt that's owed, that's where these excess proceeds are generated from. Nobody hands you these funds. Nobody's going to get them for the family. They have to go pursue these correctly and through the legal process. Texas, like other states, mails certified mail to the last known address, typically the home that was foreclosed on, and also any electronic emails they may have will also send out to potential family members, heirs, or the owner. That's about it they do for their reach out. Other than that, the people are on their own. After that, the clock starts. Under section 34.03 and 34.04, the clerk is going to hold these funds for 2 years from the date of the sale. Under 34.03b, if nobody establishes entitlement within that window, the clerk is going to distribute those monies to the taxing units participated in the sale. There's no safety net. Texas is not going to hold it for you. And when the deadline's gone, that's it. It's permanent. Not delayed. It's over. So step by step, how a claim works and how you can get the money back. Same as most other states. You're going to verify that the funds actually still exist before moving forward. You want to verify the excess proceeds are still there and not eaten up by other liens. You're going to verify the debt. You're going to then begin informing and educating and doing your cold outreach to these individuals and families, offering your service, getting it filed, and getting these funds back in a safe and timely manner. Now, depending on what case you're in, you're going to have to follow specific rules, whether you're in the tax sale foreclosure or a mortgage foreclosure. Now, in a tax sale foreclosure, let's talk about what this tax statute stops you from doing. When a Texas property sells at a tax sale, the docket's public, the sale price is public, and a lot, if not most counties, post these unclaimed lists right on their county website. So within a few weeks of losing a property, families and people are getting reached out to, letters sent to them, door knockings, and phone calls. And a lot of what people say to these individuals is flatly contradicted by the statute that we've been talking about. Most of the time, it's these four things. 30% fee. That can't happen. Only an attorney can charge up to 25%, specifically on these tax sales, not mortgage. So remember, it's 25% or $1,000, whichever is less. So the larger the case, the less amount of money, based on the tax statute going by that way. 2, just sign this, we'll buy your claim from you. This one is legal, and it is a workaround. But look at what Section 34.04 says. Before anyone can take assignment of any claim, it can't be taken until at least the 36th day after the money is signed by you. It cannot be an in-person or a telephone solicitation. And on the day you sign, they have to at least pay you 80% of the amount of the claim. So again, you can see Texas makes these rules extremely difficult for these tax ones at least. So again, speak to your attorney. This is not legal advice, and talk about the best strategy. 3, sign the property over to us and we'll handle it. Again, based on the tax statute 34.04, former owner who acquired an interest in the property after the date of the judgment may not establish claim to the proceeds. And the statute says a deed recorded after the judgment date is treated exactly as that. The only exceptions are family and inheritances. 4, one of the big ones, there's no rush. That money just sits there. Big no, not for these tax sale foreclosures. There is a serious and very permanent deadline. Just read the tax line statute and it will show you this verbatim. So the obvious question is, how does an asset recovery company operate in a state that I just told you can't charge a fee? Honestly, most don't. Texas is a state where a lot of this industry quietly just doesn't go, or finds himself in a bit of trouble down the line. Here's how it works on our side, start to finish. We can check a name, we can work certain cases, but we have to make sure it makes sense for both sides. Mortgage foreclosures, not a problem. Tax sale foreclosures, that's where we have to really dig, talk to the attorneys, and make sure it makes sense on both sides, and that we're doing everything with an A+ level of compliance. So a few more things before I let you go. Everything that I talked about is based on the actual statute that's in the Texas code. And I've verified this with attorneys and before official ruling. And that matters a lot because things changed just as recent as December 2025. So we're always keeping up to date and verifying. Second, on the mortgage side, if your loss was from a bank foreclosure and not a tax sale, none of that machinery I just explained matters. Like I said previously, there's no court registry, there's no deadline. It's not pertained to the tax statute 34.03 or 34.04. So maybe you just focus on those types of deals. Again, just having to know the information on knowing which deal you're talking about is very important. Speak to the attorney in state you're working with and talk about the tax ones as well. There's opportunities and there's always ways to be creative. Third, deceased owners are a very large part of the Texas inventory. So knowing how to find the correct heirs or family members is very big in being able to recover these excess proceeds the right way. Again, they're still going to make you go through a bunch of details proving heirship and kin, but that's just a part of the game. And final, this is general information, not legal advice. And every case is going to be different. If any of this touches your family, if anyone you know is looking for a case or dealing with something similar to this, talk to an actual lawyer before doing anything or reach out to us. We'd be happy to give your name a search and have a chat. So if you're here for your family member, please reach out. If you're here for the business, subscribe, follow, look into the other videos. There's a lot of information there. Reach out to us if you want to talk. We're always open. We love to communicate. And if there's anything you take out of this video, be careful about what cases you touch in Texas and make sure you verify against the Texas tax code statute.